Between the ages of 17 and 21, I gained 50 pounds of body weight, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to do the exact same thing. My goal with this video is to make this the ultimate guide to getting jacked, to building an aesthetic body for skinny people. Before I was 135 pounds, I was completely skin and bones. I had lanky arms, a skinny neck. I was always the smallest in my class, and I was always the last one picked for any sport or activity. If you're skinny, you know exactly what that feels like. And by the end, I weighed 185 pounds, and I had finally built the aesthetic V-taper physique that I had always wanted since I was 17 years old. If you're a skinny guy that has problems gaining weight or has a fast metabolism and you want to stop being victim weight like I did, follow the exact system in this video and I'll teach you how. This video is actually really important for me because this was the greatest transformation of my entire life. It was also the hardest thing that I've ever done, and so if I can make it easier for just one other person, then this video will have done its job and I'll feel satisfied with the making of this video. Number one is you need to go instantly. You need to go on a continuous heavy bulk. What that means is you need to be aiming for around 1 gram of protein per pound of your current body weight at least, if not more. And you need to be in a pretty heavy calorie surplus, especially if you have a fast metabolism and you have a hard time gaining weight. You need to be in a heavy calorie surplus. A calorie surplus is when you are consistently over your caloric maintenance. Your caloric maintenance is the amount of calories you have to eat every single day to maintain whatever weight that you are currently at. When you are in a caloric surplus constantly, that means that you are eating above your caloric maintenance by a couple hundred calories every single day consistently, and you will gain weight that way. I could explain all the math to you. I could tell you how to calculate your caloric maintenance. I could redirect you to some other websites, and I could tell you to calculate your caloric surplus, how much you should eat, etc. But you don't have to do all that. That's too complicated. Instead, go to your phone and download a free app called MyFitnessPal. It's a very popular diet tracking app. It's completely free, and it allows you to log all of your meals and see all of your daily goals. I use it all of the time. I use it literally every single day. You can log your weight. You can log all the food you eat. You can see if you've hit your calorie goals, if you've hit your macro goals. So that's extremely important. Go pause the video. This is an actionable step. Pause the video. Go to your phone, look up MyFitnessPal in the App Store, download it, and set up your account. It's more important to track than you think. The reason why is because when you don't track, it's so easy for you to assume that you're doing everything right and to not make progress. While when you do track, everything seems to go your way more, especially if you make sure that you're hitting all of your goals, right? Whenever I don't track something, I've learned that it always goes against me, and whenever I do track, goes my way. So it's extremely important to track. Track your weight every single morning. This should be the number one metric on your journey to getting an aesthetic physique. Because you're starting out skinny, your weight is the number one bottleneck and metric that you should be focused on. So you need to track that every single morning, right when you wake up, before you do anything else, before you put your clothes on. Go to the scale, step on it, look at the number, and then input that number into MyFitnessPal, because when you input it into MyFitnessPal, it'll know how to adjust how much you eat and stuff like that based on like your progress towards your goal weight, right? Track your meals every single day to ensure you're getting enough calories and macros. As inconvenient as it seems, this is extremely important. You might be one of those people that thinks that like, I just don't need to track, I just need to focus on eating more and then I'm good. I used to think that way too. However, when you hit a plateau and you're not tracking, my first piece of advice to you would be to track, and you will see exactly why you hit that plateau and you're not making progress. Make sure you're consistent with hitting your goals daily. You'll make more progress being 100% consistent for 3 weeks than 50% consistent for a year. This is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. Write a meal plan so you know what you're going to eat every single day. This will eliminate almost all of your problems with bulking. Pay attention also to your macros. If you're getting enough of one macro but not enough of another, it'll mess up your results. Carbs are especially important for bulking. I remember at one period of time where I was plateaued. I was eating enough calories during the day. I was actually eating a ton of calories during the day, and I wasn't gaining any weight, but I was in a constant surplus. I couldn't figure out why. So I opened up MyFitnessPal and I flipped over to the macros tab. And I saw on the macros tab that I was getting more than enough protein. I was actually blowing past my protein goal every single day, but I was never getting enough carbs. Sometimes I wasn't even getting 50% of the carbs that I was supposed to be eating every single day. And so I learned that calories are one thing, but they're a very crude metric for gaining weight. You need to be paying attention to the macros, because if those are screwed up, it's going to mess up your results. By the way, I explained all of this in my full program. That's the top link in the description. If you're serious about getting an aesthetic physique and you're willing to invest in yourself, you should definitely click that and check it out. You can pause the video right now, click that link, check it out, just watch the video and read what it's about and see if it's for you. If it's not for you, you can obviously just close that tab and come back here and finish this video. Now in this video so far, I've mostly been talking about diet. And that's because I had to learn the hard way that diet is the #1 constraint for skinny people getting an aesthetic physique. You can get in the gym and work out really hard. You can even develop muscular strength, but your size, you getting jacked, is mostly constrained by how your bulk is going, how much of a surplus you're in, how much weight you're gaining. As I mentioned earlier, weight is the #1 metric that you should be paying attention to. That's what's called like the bottleneck of your aesthetic body transformation. Your bottleneck, if you're starting out skinny, if you have a high metabolism like I did, if you're an ectomorph body type or whatever, is going to be your diet. Most of your progress in the gym is going to be slowed by the fact that you aren't gaining weight. And so gaining weight is the priority. But now we're going to talk about exercise and what muscles you should focus on to get a killer aesthetic physique. #1 is work out every single day. You can work out with other routines, 3-day a week, 4-day a week routines. I've never liked those. I've never felt like I really got to focus on each muscle group when I was doing those, when I was, working out one day and then resting the other, or doing upper, lower, or whatever. Do whatever works for you, you're the most comfortable with, but I've always liked doing a 6-day, 7-day a week routine. Push-pull legs is especially good for building an attractive physique because it focuses on the most aesthetic muscles. In case you don't know what push-pull legs is or how a split works, push-pull legs essentially means you split the body up into different muscle groups that you work different days, so that you allow for 2 days of rest for each muscle group before you end up cycling around and working it again, right? So it essentially works on rotation. Push day is the first day. That's the push muscles: chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull day is the second day, where you work biceps and back. And legs is the third day. And then you repeat that and then rest on Sundays. I like to do Monday push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, Thursday push, Friday pull, Saturday legs, rest on Sundays. Here's exactly how to get an aesthetic physique. You need to focus on certain muscle groups. Those are wide shoulders, a broad chest, and a wide back by focusing on the lats. You also want to develop the upper arm so it looks like you have arm strength as well. And when you start out skinny, this is important. You need to work your neck, your forearms, as well as your traps, which are the muscles that go from the shoulder to the neck. The reason is, when you start out skinny, these are really small, and they will continue to make you look skinny even as you get stronger and bigger. I will try and throw some pictures up on the screen. I think I have some early pictures where I developed my other muscles, but I kind of left those lacking, and it makes me still look skinny. If I find those, I'll put those up on screen so that you can see. You can look up full guides and other videos on how to work all of these different muscle groups. Importantly, don't skip legs. Legs give you a good foundation, and they release the most growth hormone and testosterone upon being worked, because they are the biggest muscle group in our entire bodies. It'll also look really weird if you don't work your legs and you work everything else. Having skinny legs is not a good look. Even if you have a really big upper body, that actually makes it look worse than if you just had a skinny upper body and skinny legs. So make sure you work legs. I know it's difficult, but make sure you work legs, and make sure you are doing barbell back squats, which are the best exercise for growth in your legs. Make sure you're pushing hard in the gym. We need to stimulate hypertrophy enough so that the food that you're eating is actually going into your muscles. To help me push hard in the gym, I enjoy taking pre-workout. It really gets me in the zone. It helps me to lock in. It gives me some more energy and some more like aggression. It puts me in a good mood. It makes me actually look forward to the workout so that I can push extra hard in the gym. So that's my advice, especially for beginners. Take pre-workout. It'll help you to enjoy the gym more, give you some more energy and endurance, and help you to push harder. Lastly, take tons of progress pictures. When you first start out, you won't see any progress in your physique. The reason is because our brain has a hard time noticing differences day to day. It can only compare the current version of ourselves with the most recent version that it knows of itself, which is us yesterday in the mirror. And between those two, there's almost no difference. There's no noticeable difference. So we can't see progress unless we take pictures, add them to an album, and flip through them. So that's exactly what you need to do. Imagine how motivational that will be when you've been taking pictures once a week, or actually after every single workout. Then you begin flipping through them and you can see the micro changes in your physique. You can see yourself growing. Imagine how motivational that will be. And when you do start seeing progress, come back to this video and leave a comment inspiring others along the same journey as you, and motivate them. Tell them how you saw progress, what kind of results you got, and motivate them along the same journey. If you got any value from this video, there's something you can do which is a win-win for both of us, which is to scroll down and click the subscribe button. I win because I get a new subscriber. You win because anytime I have a new insight, learn something new, or try something new, I can make a video and directly give you value. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.